Hey y'all, what's going on? Infinity here, coming back at you with something new. Now, I have been playing Pokemon since pre-K, and I'm still out here on that grind. The new Scarlet and Violet games just came out, and I bought those the moment I could. Now, imagine my surprise when I was in middle school when I found out Minecraft had a mod where Pokemon were brought into the game. Ever since I found out about Pixelmon, I've been playing it ever since. Now, today, I bring you a race between my buddy Newt and I. We joined the Complex US server and we are racing to see who could beat all of the gyms first. With this race, we do have some rules. Rule number one, we have to use a team of one type per gym. Rule number two, we can't use the same Pokemon more than once, but we will allow to use different forms, say Arcanine and Hisuian Arcanine. And rule number three, we can't use more than one starter per team if we choose to use a starter on the team. Now, the first gym we are fighting is Grass, and we are using an all-fire team to fight this gym, and here are all the Pokemon we are interested in getting. Arcanine, Blaziken, Magmortar, Pyroar, Colossal, and Senicosta. Now that we have the challenge laid out and the team decided, sit back and enjoy the race. We start off by joining the blue server because Newt and I both had some experience playing on the red, so we wanted a fresh start for our race. We load into the server and immediately get our toughest decision of our challenge. What starter are we going to pick? Initially, when I started making my team to beat the grass gym, I was torn between picking Infernape or Cinderace, seeing how one is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time and the other is just really strong. And I sat there and did some serious soul searching, and I wanted to decide on the right Pokemon to beat Newt. And for me, there really was only one option, and I pick the future McDonald's 10-piece McNugget meal, Torchic, and I start my challenge. Oh, and Newt picked Charmander, like a scrub. Since Red and Blue are practically the same server, we knew that we had to do our beginning dungeon crawl. These dungeons are designed to let new players learn about the different NPCs, but you also get like a bunch of cool items and money for completing it. While we are here, we're forced to grab a Weedle for this bug catcher guy that acts like he's doing us a favor, letting us catch this thing. And then we have to fight this massive boss Rattata that looks like he got roided up in the sewers. And we have to talk to a bunch of NPCs to learn all these tips that my 6-month-old son could tell me about and get the hell out of Dodge. Now, usually after beating the dungeon, you get keys to open up these loot chests and spawn, and you get a free shiny Pokemon. But for some reason, the Pixelmon gods wanted to give Newt a massive handicap, and they took away my free shiny because they knew how bad he was going to need it. I get a free HM, which honestly is useless for me, and I did get a cosmetic that lets me turn a certain Pokemon into a shiny, but Newt was able to get a much cooler cosmetic. He was able to turn himself into a Dugtrio. You know how cool that is? I wish I was able to turn myself into like a fat ass Snorlax. That would have been great. Now, I was already at a disadvantage with Newt having an extra Pokemon on me, so I rushed to the Savannah biome where I could find two of the Pokemon I was looking for to catch. Here, I could find Growlithe for Arcanine and Litlea for Pyroar. While I was here waiting for my Pokemon to spawn, I did catch a Nidoran and a Rock'n'Rolla for possible team options down the line. I was having zero luck looking for these two, so I head to the desert biome where I found a Skorupi, which evolves into my favorite Pokemon of all time, Drapion, so I had to catch it. Now, after I caught my Skorupi, I ran around the desert like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to find Pokemon to spawn around me. If you didn't know, Pokemon spawn wherever there are players. The more players around, the more spawns. So I was fighting to get even a Geodude to spawn around me, let alone a member of my team, until running over a hill, I found my first member. The Sizzlipede here evolved into our Centiskorch, which is a bug fire type, both of which are super effective against grass. After catching our creepy little Crawly, Torchic decided to evolve, giving us our first evolution of the race. At this point, I was feeling pretty good, grabbing another member of the team, so I decided to do some training. While I was committing genocide on all the poor wildlife around me, I found a Larvesta, which is another bug fire type that evolves into a Volcarona, which is easily top 5 strongest bug Pokemon out there. It does evolve super late, so I decided to box it up, and we'll use it probably for our bug team. While I was fighting it, I also saw this Salandit, which evolves into another cool Pokemon, but it has to be a female to evolve. First one we run into happens to be what we're looking for, so we grab it just in case for our poison team down the line. I ran out of luck trying to find more Pokemon for the team, so we head back to the savannah where we stumble upon Growlithe, just sitting there waiting for me to grab it, and we caught it with our first Pokeball. After catching Growlithe, I headed back to the desert where I found a Gibble. We snagged him for the Dragon team, and we also ran into a boss Durant, which one-shotted our Gumbuskin, so we slowly backed away before anyone else had to die. At this point, I had been looking at this Salandit in my box for a while and started to do some thinking. Doing some research, the list of usable rock Pokemon wasn't very long, so I made the decision to scratch Colossal for the fire team and save him for the rock one. We pull Salandit off the bench, grabbing our fourth team member. Running around, we ran into this Magmar, which would complete the Pokemon we needed to find in the desert. We head to the savannah where I ran around for no joke 45 minutes trying to get a Litleo to spawn. We did manage to grab a Starly for our flying team, Scyther for our bug team, and Shinx for electric. We stumbled upon a Roly-Coly, which I was seriously considering putting Colossal back on the team because I was struggling so hard to find this Litleo. Getting a headache, I decided to go do some shopping. We head to the store where I buy all of the power training items. Now, to teach all of those who aren't as big of a nerd as I am, these items are used to train stat points, or as most call it, EV training. Each Pokemon gives off a certain stat point when you kill it, like a Rattata giving off a speed stat, or a Trapinch giving you an attack. We also buy a Magmarizer, which we will use to evolve Magmar when the time is right. While on my shopping spree, I found a Zora, which I had to get because it evolves into a Zoroark, which is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. After grabbing most of the items we need, I head back to the savannah where I do a 180, and right there are two Litleos. I throw out a primer ball, which is used for special occasions, but sadly, the party ended very fast. To go back to being a nerd again, all Pokemon have natures. These natures play a big part in how high a stack can go. Say a Pokemon has an adamant nature that raises the attack power but lowers the special attack power. And when I say all my natures were god awful, was an understatement. Now I know what you're wondering, does it really matter? In a normal game, no, but we are trying to beat all the gyms. All the gyms have perfect natured Pokemon and they're all EV trained. And if we don't go in prepared, it is a one track way to taking an L. To say I was defeated was an understatement. I had to go about making a whole new team again. The only Pokemon that was kept was Combuskin, but I was lucky enough to find a few Litleo when I warped back to the savannah, and one of them was actually usable. I head straight back to the desert because that is where most of my Pokemon spawn. I did want to share with you this super small Drapion, which I thought was just super cute. Just so y'all don't have to sit here and see the full grind, I'll just tell you, I went through 6 Litleos, 6 Magmars, 13 Salandits, 3 Growlithe, and 4 Sizzlipedes before I found all the ones I needed. Now that I had a full team, it was time to start EV training these bad boys. During the training, I got Sizzlipede to evolve into Centiskorch and Litleo to evolve into Pyroar. Pyroar was the last Pokemon I needed to EV train, so now it was time to go into level grinding. The grass gym was a level 55 cap on all Pokemon, so I didn't have very far to go. I was trying to figure out the best option for grinding. I tried out this battle tower thing, but it wasn't what I thought it was, and it crashed my game. Then I tried finding high level wild Pokemon, but that also crashed my game. After grinding a little bit on wild Pokemon, Combuskin evolved into Blaziken, but I felt like it was taking too long, so I headed back to the EV training area, which felt like the levels were coming in faster, and I was right. Salandit evolved into Sazzle, and with the level cap being 55, we ran into our problem with Growlithe's best physical fire move was learned at level 56. But there was some hope, so I didn't have to spend money on a TM. There are candies in the server that reduce the level of a Pokemon, so I rare candy Growlithe, getting Flare Blitz, and de-leveled it, and we were good. We go shopping again, grabbing a Firestone to evolve Growlithe, getting us the priority move Extreme Speed, and also the smallest Arcanine ever. After all our Pokemon hit level 55, I realized our move pools were much to be desired, so we go to the ocean biome to exploit the fact that a massive amount of trainers spawn there, getting us all the money we need. After we get our moves, it is time to evolve Magmortar and fight the gym. The server has a useful command that lets me force a trade evolution on a Pokemon, getting us the Magmortar we need. I throw out all my Pokemon to give them one last look over before we go and grab our first gym. Or so I thought. I knew that the trainer AI would be smart and make the right moves, but I didn't think I'd only be able to kill 3 of her Pokemon while she wiped the floor of my whole team. I battled her 2 more times, getting better each time I'd fight her, but feeling like something was missing. It hit me that I needed held items. After going back to the ocean and grinding out more money, I feel like I finally had what I needed. I'll let past Ryan take it from here. I feel like if I set out this Pyro again, I'm gonna get a Breloom. You start Blaze again. Venusaur, huh? Okay. So I think who I start off with matters. I think I just do a priority move here. Mega evolving, huh? Please promise when this guy dies, basically dies, I don't have anything for Breloom. You send out Arcanine and get an extreme speed off. Cool. Cool. I don't think it matters. I don't want to switch the. Use the crunch, hope for flinches. Or we get one shot. We send out Scorch. X Scissor. Oh, he got the Rain Dance off. Shit. Breloom, X Scissor again. One shot. Blazzle. Remember correctly. I think it's either or our times 2. Yeah. The Rain Dance is up. So let's not use a fire move. Let's use Slush Bomb. One shot. Oh my god. Yes, Lazzle. Alright. Torterra. I'm gonna get one shot here. Actually, I'm gonna have Focus Sash. Nasty Plot. I live. Let's get as hard hitting Flame Player as I can get. I almost got 50. Alright. After I beat this, he's gonna have let's Steel Grass and then Viper. I need to one-shot this thing. Yes! Oh my god, my Mortar. Do it again, my Mortar. Do it again. I think I won. Woo! Hell yeah. That's first gym down. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Nice. Fuck, it took 7 tries. This battle took a lot of careful moves and planning. Was honestly way harder than I thought it would be. And this was only the first gym. We have to go through a lot more preparations before we take on our next gym, which is going to be the fire. But that's going to be its own episode. I hope you guys did enjoy watching this. This is the first kind of video like this I've done on my channel, and it took a lot of time to edit and go through and honestly just to play. So if you'd please leave a like and subscribe to see how the race ends. Thank you guys.